with compensation in Africa. So somehow that got changed up, that Rasta is now saying reparations. Now we know reparation can mean everything except back to Africa, and we didn't want to fall in that ditch. Well, that's the ditch we fall in now, that we take up reparation from Jamaica, and the government is excited because since the Durban Conference 2002, reparation committees have been put in place that lead up to the CARICOM. First in Jamaica with Sister Barbara Blake and the Reparation Committee from 2001. Out of that reparation committee, they had drafted a document that what they seek reparation for is to repay IMF debt as first, and then to rebuild all government institutions, and then Rastas to seek out repatriation. So that kind of create a flaw, and we as Rasta, we didn't want to support that, you see. But other entities of the Rasta, even partially at time, the Millennium Council, with at the time when I was basically put aside, then they get involved even and went now to St. St. Vincent, and get Brother Gonzalez on board as Rastas pushing now reparations, right? So the government in St. Kitts jump on it, St. Vincent jump on it, and it was brought to Jamaica and to support Mike Henry, who was always talking about reparation as a politician. So with Rasta now fully behind it, they accept it in Parliament, you see. I was there the day when Babsy Grange presented the fact that the government is going to support reparations, and they're supporting it for the reason that it is going to pay off IMF debt and it's going to build government institution. So then after we see now where the England is offering reparation money to the university in Jamaica to rebuild. So this is where now the media through Sister Kabu would say, oh, that's not. So I'm saying, Mama Kabu, is the Rastas who set it like that. They support that, But now they see that we've been tricked because reparations is being used by the government, and at first they were trying to utilize this. So they create CARICOM after a while, then you see, and then they were trying to do it without the AU. So we had to let the African people know that when it comes to reparation, it must be dealt with by the black man government. And the only structured black man government on sovereign land is in Africa. You see, if you see China people in America, their government is in China. So all black people in the West, their government is in Africa. So you cannot approach anything to do with Africa and the diaspora as it mean reparation without Africa leading that process. So that's where we just reaching now, where the AU is being engaged with the CARICOM. That's why we're also trying to engage this government to see how we can represent our clause through the AU with CARICOM.
Heard.
Yeah, that's why I says 3-4 days ago, we finally met with the government of Azania through the deputy office. And that is one of our requests, that we can align ourselves on that diplomatic level. And we're trying to position ourselves also with the development of Burkina Faso and the unity between Niger and Mali and all the other countries that are coming together to structure the sovereign rights and to have a powerful say in how the AU go about our affairs, even as Rasta. So that is what we're trying to position ourselves to engage with these recent developments coming out of Burkina Faso, apart from the AU.
And what is the I view and Ibrahim Traore stance in Burkina Faso? Does it echo the spirit of Marcus Garvey and the Nyabingi resistance?
Yeah, it echoes it so much that what we had said for reparation to to return the authority of the kings. Because if our kings are stripped of their dignity, what can we the people have as dignity if our kings are not, restored properly? So we see that Abraham is in line, because we have also seen where the seven traditional leaders, King's Council, has met with Abraham and gave him the blessings and authority to proceed on behalf of the kings to restore that sovereign rights of the kings, not only in Burkina Faso and those places, but everywhere where the kings govern. And so that process is still on, because we know Ethiopia is a sovereign kingdom from that time, which has played a major role in even the Swaziland kingdom, which is still a remaining active, one of the only kingdom that is sovereign. So from that position, we need to structure the United Kingdoms of Africa as the sovereign authority of the continent that is in charge. You see? Yes, sir.
So can Rastafari...
So Abraham...
Go on, my lord. Go through.
Yes, sir?
No, man.
Yeah, so Abraham Choi is in line, because our open document to the government, even what we presented the other day, was in line with those same things, which is reparations to restore the kingdom authority, to return the children. And these things are going to be very practical soon. And what we was also seeking is reparations for the Rasta community in Azania for the atrocities that these Rastas in Azania been going through over this ganja, where even recently the community, Rastas from our community, are being murdered, literally murdered over the ganja. You see? So securing it as a sacrament, I told them, will also prevent this, because the permit is not going to prevent the police from harassing the common Rastas on the street, who can say, any Rasta from you says you're adhere to the Rastafari faith, then police must leave you with your ganja, you see? Yeah. So we see where the reparations that we were seeking for the Rasta community is here, and the cannabis is not a handout of money, but for these government to give the Rasta community in Azania equal shared benefit, even in the commercial. Never mind, give us our sacrament without blemish, you see, as part of that reparation that we seeking from the government in Azania. Well, these matters still need to come clear, because there is still struggling going on against I. You know, you always have internal struggle where others have other agenda that they want to bring under the Rasta, and then put our agenda on the sideline, you see. So we're not going to allow that. And Abraham Choi is not going to allow that.
Yeah. Na 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 na. Yeah. in the soil, flown overseas. New flag wave, but who hold the keys? Crowd chant loud, drums in the street, but the lock don't break just from heartbeat. They say we took it back, headlines scream, but paper chains ain't what freedom means. Smile for the camera, tighten the grip. Same old system, different script. You can change the face, but the cage stay the same. Different uniform, same old game. Call it power, call it control. You don't own gold if you don't own the soul. They don't need guns when they got the law. Don't need chains when you owe them all. Currency tight, contract sealed. Courtrooms decide what the land can feel. 15% with no say inside. They let you eat crumbs, keep the pie. Stage lights bright, backstage cold. Freedom sold but never old. You can raise your fist, shout the fight, but chains don't crack just from mic check night. Say it louder, lose the road. You don't own gold if you don't own the soul. Sacred ground turn into rule. Still the silence broken through. Stars in stories, dust on shrines. When time is money, time ain't time. Mali cries in the same key. Different border, same decree. Who survives when land gets priced? Then culture's paid in sacrifice. Don't crown the man, don't kill the name. The trap was built before he came. Liberation, move slow and wide. Not one man walking into fire. You don't break chains by shouting the fight. You build the tools out of sight. When the locks are gone, the door will show. Freedom ain't loud, it grows. Sovereignty on stage, when power is performed but not possessed. Burkina Faso is rich in gold and poor in power. That contradiction is not accidental, it is structural. In recent years, headlines have declared a new era. Military takeover, anti-imperial rhetoric, gold nationalization, and a young leader presented as the face of rupture. To the public it looks like resistance, to the system it looks manageable. This is not a song about a dishonest leader, it is a song about how sovereignty is contained. The language of control, words do most of the work now. Nationalization, state-owned assets, free carried equity. Burkina Faso increased its stake in gold projects from 10% to 15%. That sounds like ownership, it is not. Free carried equity means the state receives a minority share without paying development costs. But it does not control operations, exports, pricing, refining, or profit repatriation. The remaining majority stake still determines everything that matters. The gold moves, the money leaves, the headlines stay where power actually lives. Modern domination does not require occupation. Power sits in currency pegs, debt contracts, commodity pricing mechanisms, arbitration, courts, insurance, and capital flight rules. As long as these remain untouched, political change is permitted, even encouraged, because it relieves pressure without threatening structure. Leaders may speak sovereignty. They may even conform or patron symbolically, but touch and money is different. That is the red line. You are now in tune.
Na 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 na. Hey. Oh, oh, oh. Free. Gold in the soil, flown overseas. New flag wave, but to hold the keys. Crowd chant loud, drums in the street, but the lock don't break just from heartbeat. They say we took it back, headlines scream, but paper chains ain't what freedom means. Smile for the camera, tighten the grip. Same old system, different script, yeah. You can change the face, but the cage stay the same. Different uniform, same old game. Call it power, call it control. You don't own gold if you don't own the soul. They don't need guns when they got the law. Don't need chains when you owe them all. Currency tight, contract sealed. Courtrooms decide what the land can feel. 15% with no say inside. They let you eat crumbs, keep the pie. Stage lights bright, backstage cold. Freedom sold but never owned. Now you can
turned into roots. Elder silence, broken truths. Stars in stories, dust on shrines. When time is money, time ain't time. Mali cries in the same key. Different border, same decree. Who survives when land gets priced and culture's paid in sacrifice? Don't crown the man, don't kill the name. The trap was built before he came. Liberation moves slow and wide. Now one man walking into fire. You don't break chains by shouting the fight. You build the tools out of sight. When the locks are gone, the door will show. Freedom ain't loud, grows. Sovereignty on stage, when power is performed but not possessed. Burkina Faso is rich in gold and poor in power. That contradiction is not accidental, it is structural. In recent years, headlines have declared a new era. Military takeover, anti-imperial rhetoric, gold nationalization, and a young leader. Presented as the face of rupture to the public, it looks like resistance. To the system, it looks manageable. This is not a song about a dishonest leader, it is a song about how sovereignty is contained. The language of control, words do most of the work now. Nationalization, state-owned assets, free carried equity. Burkina Faso increased its stake in gold projects from 10% to 15%. That sounds like ownership, it is not. Free carried equity means the state receives a minority share without paying development costs. But it does not control operations, exports, pricing, refining, or profit repatriation. The remaining majority stake still determines everything that matters. The gold moves, the money leaves, the headlines stay where power actually lives. Modern domination does not require occupation. Power sits in currency pegs, debt contracts, commodity pricing mechanisms, arbitration courts, insurance, and capital flight rules. As long as these remain untouched, political change is permitted, even encouraged, because it relieves pressure without threatening structure. Leaders may speak sovereignty. They may even confront former patrons symbolically, but touching money is different. That is the red line. You are now in tune.